Okay, today we are going to be doing mental math with our multiplication. So this example is 4 times 7 times 25, and I'm going to just pick out the parts that I know. So I know that 25 is pretty easy to multiply because I think of quarters. So I know that 4 quarters equals $1, so I can rearrange this. And I can do 4 times 25 times 7. I'm going to look at 4 times 25 first. I know that 4 quarters equals $1, so 4 times 25 would be 100. And then I can multiply it by 7. And I know that 1 times 7 equals 7. And then I uncover 2 zeros, and so I add 2 zeros. Another way that we might see it is with some parentheses. And with multiplication, we can move our parentheses around wherever we want to and multiply any numbers first, and we're going to end up with the same answer. So I'm going to rewrite this without the parentheses and pick where I want them to end up. So I'm going to put my parentheses around my tens, and I know that 1 times 1 equals 1. And I uncover 1, 2 zeros, so I need to add 1, 2 zeros. And I drop down my 6. 6 times 100. 6 times 1 is 6. Uncover 2 zeros, add 2 zeros. So 6 times 10 times 10 is 600. We might see some other numbers that are not nearly as easy to multiply. So, for example, we have 398. Well, we can think of 398 like 400. 398 would round up to 400 minus 2. 400 minus 2 would give us 398. We're going to multiply this times 5, so we're going to distribute this out. And we're going to look at it like 5 times 400 minus 5 times 2. And I look at 5 times 4 and I get 20. I uncover 2 zeros, and so I add 2 zeros. Drop down my subtraction sign. 5 times 2 is 10. Now I have 2,000 minus 10, and if I don't know that off the top of my head, I can come over here to the side. 2,000 minus 10. I can't take 1 away from 0, so I'm going to have to come over and borrow. This will become a 1. This will become a 10, so now I can borrow from over here. And then this becomes a 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. Placeholders, 9 minus 0 is 9. 1 minus 0 is 1. So 5 times 398 equals 1,990. Going to do another problem very similar to that. I can look at this and I can round it up to 300. And we can say that 298 is 300 minus 2. Drop down my 6 times, so 6 times 300 minus 6 times 2. 6 times 3 is 18. Uncover 2 zeros, add 2 zeros, minus 6 times 2, which is 12. And come over here. Ten minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 1 is 8. 7, 1. So 6 times 298 equals 1,788. We can also, instead of just subtracting 2 like we did on our last 2 problems, where we subtracted 2 because our number was 98, ended in 98, let's say we had 3 times 394. Okay? So we could say this would be 3 times 394 would round up to 400. To get back to 394, we would have to subtract 6. So we could say that it's like 3 times 400 minus 6. Distribute this out. So 3 times 400. Drop our subtraction sign. 3 times 6. 3 times 4 is 12. Cover up 2 zeros, or uncover 2 zeros, add 2 zeros, and then subtract. 3 times 6 is 18. Minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 1 is 8. 1, 1. So 3 times 394 equals 1,182. And then this problem, we can go back kind of to our expanded form, and we know that 420 can be broken up 400 plus 20. Drop our 5 times, distribute it out, so we can have 5 times 400 plus 5 times 20. 5 times 4 is 20. Uncover 2 zeros, add 2 zeros. 5 times 2 is 10. Uncover a 0, add a 0. So now we have 2,000 plus 100, which would give us 2,100.